Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It was just loading. Thanks, Sam, for reminding. So yes, our main uh, guest today is this company called Propel. Propel is a recruitment company, basically focusing on recruiting uh, both remotely and physical. But I will let our guest speaker Chizurum to explain more and to you know explain more in terms of the opportunities and the opportunities that they have allocated for us today. Thank you all for joining. Welcome, Chizurum.
Hi everyone, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for making our time to join the call. So I don't know if I should get started. Is there anything else before we begin?
Yes, Chizurum, you can start. I will close my slides and present.
Okay. All right. All right. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Please, can you let me know what you can see?
Yes, we
Yes,
can see the screen.
Okay. Just to confirm, the blue screen, right?
yes,
Landing global jobs with Propel. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so thank you once again for attending this call. So the essence of this call is to share in detail, to just explore the partnership we have with Nairobi DevOps, and to just show you how you can navigate Propel platform from sign up, from when you sign up to logging in, applying for jobs, and then redeeming perks. But I'll explain all that as we move along. All right. So I'll just start with a few statistics, right? So I am starting with this because I know that earlier this year there was something called Tech Winter. Yes, actually, African startups in Nigeria, in Africa specifically, not just Nigeria, were downsizing. Companies were laying off people, and then you also look at big tech from Twitter to Facebook to Amazon and all that. So they were actually laying off people, and people were actually wondering, oh, we thought there was some sort of job security in tech. What is the future? Is this how it's going to be going forward? And all that. Well, the good news is as seasons come and go, so has that come and go. And the good news is that irrespective of what is happening right now, and irrespective of what people have projected to happen, the truth is that there are still jobs out there, right? And if you take a look at some of the statistics on my screen, you'll see that over 900,000 plus new tech roles there in Europe in the first quarter of 2022 alone, right? So this covers just Europe. We don't even know the statistics for other, continents and other countries and all that. So if Europe can have this, you can. Yes, did someone raise their hands? I can't see because I'm sharing my screen. Should I go move on?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying there are 900,000 plus new tech roles in Europe alone in the first quarter of 2022. And added to that, 51% of tech vacancies go unfulfilled due to a number of varying factors, some of which include the fact that recruiters do not know where to reach out to candidates aside the conventional and traditional methods. Sometimes it could be the disparity in what candidates want versus what companies are willing to offer, and sometimes it could even be a lack of culture alignment. Of course, organizations have their culture and all, and you might have the skills, the expertise, and everything, but sometimes there's just no alignment alignment between the individual and the organization culture. So these are some of the reasons why tech vacancies go unfilled. But the good news is that there is a 35% projected year-on-year growth for tech jobs until 2030, right? So that means that this year, next year, and until we get to 2030, it's going to be like a year-on-year growth for tech jobs. I think we can already see that happening, with AI becoming more, let me use the word popular, machine learning and all that. People have started talking about possible or future jobs for people that will be prompters and so many other roles that will exist in the next 2 to 5 years. So the good news is that there are jobs out there, and you absolutely do not have to rule yourself out, and you do not have to restrict yourself to just your environment. There are global companies looking for African tech talent like you to fill up those roles. Okay, so these are some of the tips I'm just going to share, when it comes to assessing global opportunities. So I know that most of you are already familiar with this, but the point of emphasizing things time and time again is so that we just have it at the forefront of our minds, and we do not forget so easily, especially when the things we are hoping for do not come in time. So the first thing is to embrace uncertainty. So I have talked about the tech winter, that happened sometime this year, and people were being laid off jobs, and nobody knew what was going to happen. If a whole Amazon could lay off people, I think if Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, could lay off people, people were wondering how sustainable it was going to be for startups and other companies to actually recruit people, and so there was a lot of uncertainty about people entering tech, people still in tech and all that. So these things come and go. As I mentioned, they are like seasons, and there are seasons for everything. So one of the things you might have to do is just embrace uncertainty, right? So you might be looking for a job in times like this, and you're unsure of where you stand. You're unsure if you're even able to get a job, if you'll be able to get a job, but just get comfortable enough with it and just keep trying. And this leads me to the second point, which is to have a positive mindset, right? So sometimes I know that it can be hard for us to believe that we can get jobs beyond our immediate environment, right? And then people tell you about racial biases and so many other things. They tell you what recruiters are looking for, and then sometimes you can just feel inadequate. You can feel like the things you've built, the work you're doing, the upskilling you're doing, the events you've attended, all just to upskill and get better professionally might be a waste. But that's not actually true. The trick is just to keep going in spite of all the uncertainties and in spite of everything that is happening. So just have a positive mindset. Believe that if people like you, if Africans like you actually work at these companies, then so should you. I don't know if it's popular in Nairobi, but in Nigeria where I come from, when our mothers want to encourage us to do things, they'll tell us, oh, the person that did this, the person that did that kind of thing you want to do, they don't have two heads, right? That's a popular thing in Nigeria. So, and it's the same for us. There are people like you that are working at these other companies, and so can you. So you just have to keep having a positive mindset, and then beyond just having a mindset, putting in the work. And then the third thing is to just build a strong portfolio, right? I think it's very, very important. I remember this time on Nigerian Twitter, I think it was either this August or in July, there was this conversation around, GitHub activities and all that. Someone made a pitch, took like a screenshot and posted it on Twitter and said, oh, that if your GitHub profile is like this, he's not going to take you serious, especially if you're like a developer or something. And then so many people started responding, people, recruiters from Amazon, from Facebook and all, and most of them were actually saying that they don't really look at GitHub stars. So I'm not on the technical side of tech, so I couldn't weigh in on that conversation. But I'm just saying this to say that most of them actually said that some of the things they look out for, beyond the skills of the people that are applying to jobs at their companies, is their portfolio, the kind of products, the kind of projects they've done. If it's people that have gone beyond just cloning what other people have done to actually building real stuff. This doesn't mean that cloning what other people have done is bad per se. I think that's okay for a level for people that are still starting out and are trying to learn the ropes and are trying to get better at some things. Then definitely they can. But as you move on in your career and you're moving from early entry level to mid level to senior level, you actually have to like build a strong portfolio. And I know that for technical people, sometimes this can be forgotten, because you're working for maybe not just one company but two companies. You have your day job, you have your own life to look after. You have to upskill and all that. And then when it's time to apply for jobs, you're running around trying to remember, oh, this project I built, that project I built, and all that. So the trick to ensure that everything you've done is together in one place, so that whenever it's needed, you have it handy. You don't know the event you might go to or where you might find yourself, and then you get into a conversation with someone and the person says, oh, I'd like to see what you've done, right? So you just want to ensure that you have a portfolio with a single link you can just send to them, and then the person can see all you've done at just one glance. And then the fourth thing is network through industry events. So there's this song, there's a very popular Nigerian artist called Ashake, and he released one popular song recently this year, and the title of that song is Lonely at the Top. So I don't know the context of that song, but I'm saying that in the context of how people say that the more you advance through your career and the more you move through the ladder, that it gets lonelier because there's nobody to relate to and all that stuff. And I think that the cure for that, the solution for that is just to ensure that you're always networking. Do not build in isolation. So if it means going to industry events, even if you're not a speaker per se, ensure you're there. If it means that you get to share what you're building on social media, that's a good way to start. And another good way is to share your knowledge. That's another way to network. You want to start a newsletter. I know right now LinkedIn has LinkedIn newsletters. You can even explore that, right? You want to use Substack, you want to use Medium or whatever it is that really technical people use. That's a good way to do. But just ensure that you're networking at every point, at events, on social media. Someone puts out something that resonates with you, you can leave a comment, you can recommend the person, you can commend the person, sorry, and all that. So that's one of the ways to network and all that. And then the fifth thing is to stay updated and learn, and then continuously take feedback. So I was reading something recently, and someone was saying that someone was asking the plans for mid-level professionals, because it looks like when people are just getting into tech, there's this desire to learn, there's this desire to upskill, there's this desire to do this and that. But it seems like once you get through that phase and you're in mid-level, there's so much to do. You're thinking of advancing your career, of climbing through the ropes, and then sometimes we tend to forget learning. Work becomes so hectic that we don't even have time enough for personal development. I think I have been in that funk recently, to be very honest, that I have looked back and it's like I haven't even finished the major course this year. It's like you pick up a course and then something gets in the way, and before you know it, you're so behind, and then the motivation to go back to it is lost. But as people say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And there's this other person I follow on Twitter. Sorry if I'm referring to Twitter so much, but I learn a lot from that place. His name is Asemota. He's a Nigerian. And there was something he said. I know it was a tweet he wrote in regards to startup founders, but I took a lesson for that, even for myself. And he was saying that the quality of your work is dependent on the knowledge you have, right? So it gets to a point where you keep working and working. You don't even know what's up to date. You don't even know, what's new in your industry, new things you should be learning, new things you should be trying out. Before you know it, you're outdated. And then, all that work you've been doing comes to waste, because, of course, the company wants to employ someone else who has better skills and qualifications for you and all that. So one of the things you have to do is just look out for a routine that works for you. If probably you can take more courses during the weekend, that's fine. If you can wake up earlier before your work time, depending, that's fine. But you just have to find a way to learn. And learning doesn't always mean that you have to make out 5 hours a day or an hour a day. Even for you can even just make out 15 minutes every morning, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on what is available to you. And learning is just, beyond the courses, right? Even if you probably think you do not have enough time to see through like a course of 3 months, 2 months, there are alternative, sources of knowledge, right? People listen to podcasts. You can do that, also as you're taking a jog, or you're walking to the gym or walking back, you can plug in your ears, and listen to that stuff. And if you're also someone that likes reading, books are very, very good, like alternatives, right? So you can pick up a book and decide, oh, I'm going to read 1 chapter or 2 chapters a day, depending on the number of pages also. And then a great way to learn, to newsletters that I mentioned, learn from other people. There are great people in your industry, who you kind of look up to, or people you learn from. Then subscribe to their newsletters. I know that most newsletters are short, highest 5 to 15 minutes, you're done reading it, and then just continuously apply what you're learning, and then don't forget to take feedback. All right, so I'm just going to be talking about Propel next. All right, so Propel offers a community as a service platform to supercharge the growth of tech talent, providing access to global work, financial services, perks, and deals, right? So that what that means is that for people like you who are in tech and who are looking to work with global companies, one of the things we do is to offer you job through your community. So that means that individuals cannot sign up to Propel. They have to belong to a community like Nairobi DevOps and then sign up to Propel through Nairobi DevOps, right? So we do three things and provide access to global work, financial services, and then perks and deals. So let's take the global work part first. So we know that people either want remote roles or people are looking out for hybrid roles or lastly relocation roles, right? And at Propel we offer this, should I say, these three tiers of jobs, right? So let's say that you're in Nairobi and you're looking to work with a company in Europe from wherever you are. There's that option for you on Propel. Or probably you're in Nairobi and you move to Portugal, for example, and you're looking for a job that gives you the time to commute from the country you're currently in, and then some days sorry, to actually work from home. We also have that. And sometimes we have clients who request for tech talent like you and me, and then because of the nature of the job you might have to be doing, or based on what the assignment is, they sponsor your relocation from whatever country you are to the country of operation. So those are three things. And we're not just about technical roles. There are roles for software engineers, DevOps, technical writers, SEO, product marketers, and all that and all that. So it cuts across, varying fields in tech. So it's not just for the technical people, it's also for the non-technical people. So we offer you this job free of charge. You're not paying anything to get signed up. You're not paying any application fee to apply for a job. It's all free. All you have to do is ensure you log in from time to time to see jobs that are updated and also actually apply, irrespective of how big the job is or how should I say daunting the job requirements might be. If you feel you meet at least 60-80% of it, then give it a shot. And the second thing we do at Propel is financial services. So we're aware of the fact that sometimes finances can be a constraint for African tech talents, and because of this, people get jobs and they do not have access to work tools. For example, we know how expensive it can be to get a laptop, to get a tablet sometimes in Africa, and then people get jobs but they are unable to deliver, due to these challenges. One of the things we're all about is financial inclusion, which is making sure that everything you need, to be effective at your job, that you have it, right? So from asset-based financing, which is that we give you the money to get the work tools you need, and actually to loans, right? So probably the providers we work with do not have what you're looking for. You can actually take a loan from Propel and purchase whatever work tool you're looking to get. And then the third thing we do is perks and deals, right? We do not believe that tech talent like you should just work to just fulfill, just their needs. There are different reasons why people work. There are different reasons why people make money. So that is why certain services like should I say your health and fitness needs, Propel brings these providers closer to you and at a very discounted rate. So let me take for example, I know how erratic power can be in Africa sometimes, but then you need to work, you need to be efficient, you need to meet your KPIs, your goals for the month, and these power issues actually get in the way of work. And one of our providers are people that provide what did they call this thing? Inverter, right? One of the things we do, we know how expensive inverters can be. One of the things we do is strike a deal with these people. They come to your house, they install all you need, but instead of you to pay a very exorbitant fee, you get like 20 to 50% off, depending on our arrangements with them. All right, so these are some of the things I have explained all in one slide. All right, so when you get hired on Propel internationally, these are some of the benefits you get, right? So first of all, better pay. Actually, one of the reasons we work, there's so many reasons why we work, for work satisfaction, for growth, for so many other things. But one of them, at least at the forefront of that, is to be able to, foot our bills and attend to our basic needs and all that. And so that means that with better pay, you're able to do those things comfortably, right? So if you get hired on Propel, one of the benefits you get is better pay, of course, career growth and continuous international opportunities. So when it comes to international opportunities, you know how people say that, one door leads to the other, and that is true. When you get hired on Propel, you can move from this international, company to another international company, and just keep growing in your career as you go on. And then the second thing is to work on innovative products. So we don't just sign up clients just for this fun of it, or just so we can say, oh, we have 1,000 clients and so and so on. We ensure that for everyone we sign up, there are people that are actually building things that are relevant. And the essence of this is to ensure that, of course, we cannot always foretell, what happens with companies, because a company might be thriving and be actually building a very innovative product, but due to funding issues and a whole lot of things, that companies face sometimes, they might just, fold up or go extinct in some years. But part of what we do is to ensure that we're working with companies that are actually building stuff that people want. And the essence of this is that if companies are building things that people want and they are actually making revenue from it, then the chances of them, folding up or going extinct in the very close or nearer years, are reduced. And so that means that you are not left without, a job, and left, starting all over the job hunting process again. So one of the things we do is to ensure that we just get on board with people that are building stuff, and that are people that are actually solving, real life problems for people. And then the third thing you get is career growth. And I know that this is really, really important for people. You do not want to stay in a place where your career growth is stunted. I mean, even if you don't have all your career plans figured out at once, at least you have an idea, a picture of what it looks like, a picture of where you should be in the next 3 to 5 years or even 10 years, right? So we ensure that we work with companies that can offer you this career growth, beyond the pay. What are you learning? Are you learning new skills? Are they, do they pay for your training sessions and whatnot? So those are one of the things we get. You work with the world's most innovative companies like Mestis and the rest of them. All right. So these are some of the providers we work with to get you these discounts and deals. So for example, EcoVolt, offers internet subscription, right? So you just want to ensure that you're not in a meeting and then repeatedly you're asking, can you see my screen? Can you hear me? I'm off. You join, these, all those and all that, that happens to us sometimes. So with EcoVolt, the internet access is secure. So we work with these people to ensure that you have the internet you need, but at a very discounted price. So when it also comes to iFitness, which is for your health and for your gym goals, and then my cover genius for insurance too, right? Techies also need insurance. So this isn't all that we have, but it's just a snapshot of some of the people that we work with. All right, and this is what embedded finance looks like, right? So there's the buy now, pay later, which I explained, which is that you do not have to have any money, right? You do not have to come with money or anything. Let's say, for example, you applied for a job, and in the middle of it, you had to spend a lot of money on one thing or the other, and then you get a job, and then you need a laptop. Definitely, you don't have to bother about that. All you have to do is apply from your dashboard. Get plugged into one of our providers, and then you get the work tools you need, and as you earn, and then you pay us over a certain period of time. And then that's also the same as your asset financing. And then on the other side is loans. We know that techies like you, need money for other things aside buying work tools, maybe for pressing needs or for one or two things that you need to do with money urgently. They also give you loans to be able to do all that, so that you can focus on the work you've been employed to do, and then you pay back at a given time. All right, so we're just going to get through the product walkthrough now. Right. So the first step is to click on propel.community and come to this page, right? So I think there's a slide missing here. My apologies for that. Before you get here, although we're still going to have a live demo, so that everything I've said can just be practicalized. But the first step is actually to click on propel.community, and you would see a list of all the communities that are signed up to Propel, right? So you just have to locate your community, and in the search button, all you have to do is just type in the name of your community, which is Nairobi DevOps. Once you do that, you'll be redirected to this page. And this page is sort of like your community landing page, not exactly, but I can just use that as an example. So it just shows you your community summary, as you can see on the list. It tells you the kind of people in your community, those that's people that are into DevOps and all that. And then it shows you the kind of jobs that are available to your community, that are available to you, through Propel. And then to apply for jobs or either redeem perks, as I have shown, all you have to do is click on Access Community. Once you do that, you'll be taken to this page. So we're not asking for so much information from you. All you have to do is just input your email and your in. So remember, let me go back to the former slide. You click on Propel the community, and once you land on that page, you will see a list of communities that are signed on to Propel. You definitely don't have any other business looking to, unless you're curious and want to see what other communities do. But aside from that, if you're just there to just apply for a job through your community, all you have to do is click on search, put in your community name, and then you see this page. Once you come to this page, you can see the jobs that are available to your community. And if you want to apply, the next thing to do is to click on Access Community. And once you click there, once you click Access Community, you'll be brought to this place. All you have to do is input your email address. So you can see the, should I say, gray like magic link on my screen, right? So it's gray because there's no email address imputed yet. And then formally, one of the things we used to do formally was, you impute your email address, you click on Get Magic Link, and then check your email and get a link to sign up to your dashboard. But we soon realized that that was a bit stressful for people who were trying to apply for jobs, and so we removed that flow in our user journey. So right now, all you have to do when you get to this page is input your email address. Once you do that, the gray button becomes blue, right? And once it becomes blue, you click on the Get Magic link and you'll be redirected to your dashboard. So this is what a typical dashboard looks like. The dashboard contains the number of jobs on Propel, and then the perks that are available to you based on your location. So let's say, for example, that someone in this community wants to apply for a job, and you want to apply for the first one, on this. I'm still going to do a demo, but this is just what it looks like. I don't want to just talk through it. I want us to practicalize it. So once we get to that point, we'll take all that. But this is what your dashboard looks like. And so from your dashboard, you can apply for a job or you can redeem a perk. All right. So you might be wondering what our process looks like, right? So the first step is for you to sign up, or if you've signed up already, the first step is for you to log in, search for your desired role, and apply. Our application process is pretty much straightforward. Most of the times, all we require from you is your resume, which is also your CV. And then once you apply, we typically reach out between 2 to 6 weeks and just let you know the status of your application. So let's assume that you applied and your CV was a fit, for what the company is looking. Your CV is a fit for what the company is looking for. The next step is that you advance to the jury-based validation stage. So what this means simply is that a group of very trained HR professionals just go through your CV, go through every detail you've provided on your CV to ensure that the skills, your experience aligns with what the company is looking for. So just to ensure that we don't, you don't go so far, get to interview and tech test stage, and then realize that, oh, you weren't what they were looking for, or you realize that, oh, this is not the kind of company I work for. So we just try to contain all that, so that if you're not a fit, we can quickly let you know, and then you can go back and look through other similar roles that you're a fit for. So just at this stage, the jury-based validation, a group of well-trained HR professionals look through your CV and then check through for alignment between your expertise and your skills, and then that of whatever the company is asking for. And then once you're through this stage, you have like an interview prep with Propel, right? So the essence of this is just to ensure that you have everything you need to succeed with the organization that you're going to be working for, right? So we take you through like an interview prep, maybe the common questions they are supposed to have, some of the things you're supposed to do, tell you probably how to communicate your value better, and stuff like just to ensure that when you finally meet the team and interview with them, you are prepared ahead for whatever they may bring your way. And then once you get through this stage with us, we pass you on to the company you are going to be working for, and then they will interview you, and depending on the requirements for the role, you take a test, and once you pass through and you get through, you get your offer letter, right? So also at the fourth step, I forgot to mention, this is the step where you negotiate. Of course, we are very transparent about salaries, but you realize soon that most of them are, should I say, within a range, right? But this is the point where you say, oh, this is exactly what I want as compensation because of this and this and this. So all that comes, into play at the fourth stage when you are interviewing with the company. And then once you agree with them and you negotiate with them and the two parties reach a consensus, then you get your offer letter. Then the next stage is for the perks and deals. So remember that I said that the perks are a suite of products and services that we provide to tech talent like you, but at a very discounted rate. If you're using a workstation, but you're not signed up to Propel, of course you pay the full cost. But once we partner with certain workstations in your city or in your locality and you're signed up to Propel, you get a certain discount from them. And this is how it works. Once again, you have to log in. Everything is done from your dashboard, from job application to perk redemption to applying for loans or asset-based financing and all that. All the work happens on your dashboard, and in the next few minutes we'll just go through how to log in and all that. But for perks, this is what you do. Once you log in to your dashboard, you click on perks, and then you look through the perks and deals these listings based on what you're looking for. Probably you're looking to upskill, and there's a perk from Jupiter or from Treford. All you have to do is click on that. You select anyone that you want, you click on the claim perk icon, you enter your detail. The detail here is simply your email, just as it is with jobs. And once you impute your email, check your email address, every direction you need on how to redeem that perk is sent to you, right? If it's a physical perk, for example, a workstation where you have to physically go there, to use the workstation, we provide you with the address, the name and number of a contact person that you can reach out to in case if there are any mistakes. But that hardly happens because once you do this, we transfer your details from our end to the end of the provider, and that is it for you. Right. So these are some success stories from Propel. These are people that we've placed in roles and the communities that they belong to, right? So, for example, Posh Digital, we filled their role of a senior backend engineer, and then the person came from Decagon community. For Stepstone, we filled, a senior product analyst role from them from a community. Catch, Interite, the same thing, right? So this is just a snapshot of some of the success stories that we've had. It doesn't cover all, of course, because we can't have all that on the slide. But this is just to tell you that we actually walk the talk, and then you can trust us, to meet your career needs. All right, and then some useful resources for you from Propel. I'm going to be sharing this with your community lead, so you need not bother. Just in case you're still a bit, unsure about how to go about refining your CV, maybe you're job hunting after a very long time, and you're out of touch with how this works. There are some tips you can pick up from Propel. And even after I've said all this and I've done the demo, and then sometimes you're trying to set up an account or you're trying to log in and you get confused, you can always refer back to this demo video to guide you and all that. So we're going to be doing the demo now, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Yes. All right, so just give me a minute to share.
If anyone has the question, you can either raise up your hand or you can send it to me. We'll be able to answer.
All right. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Can anyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
All right. So this is where we do the demo of everything I've talked about in the first few minutes. So remember, the first step is you should keep and have this URL in mind, and you should actually bookmark it. I actually bookmarked mine, but I have it up heart, but I actually just bookmarked it. The first thing to do is to impute propel.community. This is the link, the first step, propel.community, and then you're in. So as I said, this is more like a community landing page. From here, you can access FAQs, You can also recommend a community you want us to bring on board to Propel and all that. But since you're searching for a job, or if you're just looking to come in here and apply for a job, there are two ways. Once you get on this page, you can either scroll down and look for Nairobi DevOps community, and that is a very, very long process. Yeah, this is your community. That is a very, very long process, so I'm not going to be taking that. Instead, I would show you how to simply use the search button to locate your community. So you see, I haven't even finished typing and it pulled it up. So once I type in here, all I have to do is, the next step I have to do is click on view more. Right. All right, and you're redirected to your community landing page like link or something, right? So the essence of this is just to show you a summary of what your community does, which you're already familiar with. But it also shows you the number of people that are active, on Propel through your community, the perks and services that are available to you, members, and then the jobs that are available to you on your community, and some of the perks that you can redeem, right? But to remember, to either redeem a perk or to apply for all these jobs here, the next step is definitely to sign in. And so you have to click on access community. So who wants to volunteer their email for these tests? Please, can someone volunteer their email? Okay, I'm going to check.
Yes, Ismail. I think Ismail has raised up his hand.
Sorry?
There was a guy who raised up his hand. I think it was Ismail.
Okay, I don't know why he raised his hand. I think it was Samuel. Samuel, do you have a question so far, or was that an error?
They wanted to
Actually, didn't have the
volunteer.
question.
Oh, you wanted to volunteer your email?
Exactly.
Okay, sure.
All right, please do. Yes, yes, yes. We can move on. Just once you type it into the chat box, let me know. Do you want to type it in, or do you want to pronounce as I type?
S I I S
Okay.
H
Okay.
I S H
All right.
A S I R 05 at Gmail.
Yes. Please, can you type it into the chat box if you don't mind, or do you want me to just go ahead with mine? I prefer yours actually, so that my
Okay,
email
please.
is entitled to yours.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me just use mine for the purpose of this demo. All right. So once I input my email, I'll click on get magic link, right? And we're waiting for it to load. So yes, yeah, I'm in. And now I can apply to jobs, as many jobs as I want, so far as it is in line with what I'm looking for and in line with my skill set, right? So you can see from the menu here on the left hand side, there's your home key, there's the jobs, there's perks and deals, there's financial services, there's refer a friend, and there's a community wall, but this is not active yet because it's still something in development, right? So we apply for a job. But we want to apply for a job, so I'm going to go ahead and click this one. All right, so I don't know why my network is slow. Funny enough, this is the first time it's happening today. All right. So let's say I want to apply for this, DevOps software engineer role, which is in France, which is part time, and which is in a SaaS company. All I have to do is click more. But before then, for the purpose of saving your time, let's say, for example, you do not want to have to scroll all the way down to look for a job. You can simply filter, right? So you can filter based on the type of employment you want. You can also filter based on, what you want. Is it relocation or hybrid or remote or on-site? And also you can filter based on industry. So you don't just want to work for people in specific industry, and you want to, filter what you're looking for and just make it faster for you, there is also, an opportunity to do that. And then the salary range you want, you do not want to waste time looking at jobs that you feel, are below what you should be earning at a certain point. You can simply select a salary range. And then there's also a filter for experience level, either entry level and so on and so forth. So the essence of the filter is just to help you refine your job search, or to refine your application without going through 101 applications. Right. So let's come back to this, and let's assume I want to apply for the job of a DevOps, engineer. I have just seen like a preview of the location, the type of job it is, and the industry, and I'm interested. The next thing I'll do is click on see more. Right. So this has brought me here, and here I have a full overview of the job, right? If it's hybrid, if it's part-time or full-time, if in a SaaS company, when it was posted, and if it's still open. So this role has not been filled yet, so I can go ahead and apply. But in cases when you come to this page and you see that this is written in red, if it's closed, you definitely see beside the date it was posted, closed, written in red, right? So let's say I look through the employer, I go through the JD, and then I go through what the company has to offer me. And I go through the required skills, and I think I am a fit. The next thing I am going to do is to apply for the job. So what we ask for our requirement is pretty much straightforward. All you have to do is just click to upload your CV and you apply. That is all, right? So there are other options, right? So let's say that you come to this page, you weren't interested at first time when you looked at it from a glance, but you've seen the employer, you've seen the JD and their requirements, and you're not so convinced. Instead of you to go back to the menu and just click on jobs again, you can just see other jobs that are related to it. And all you have to do is click on see more, and you'll be redirected to the job page and you can apply. And that is it. That is one of the things. Then the third thing actually when it comes to applying for jobs is you can also save jobs. So what this means is that you've seen a job that you're very much open to, a job that you think fits or aligns with your career goals, but you're in commute or you're busy or you're somewhere and you actually want to take out time to come back to this job, but you're sure that you might not really remember the job specific, the title and all that, and you don't want to spend so much time scrolling and looking for it. You have the option of simply saving this job. Save. And so once you save this job, you would see now that once I go to these save jobs, it will appear. Right. So once you come to save jobs, you see a list of all the jobs you've saved, so you can apply for them later. And let's say, for example, I've applied for 5 jobs on Propel this month, and I just want to track, the kind of applications I've put in. I can just come to this active application and I'll see all of it. So there's none here because, of course, I haven't applied for any job right now. So let's move to the perks and deals. Right. So I want a service. I want to take a course. No, I want to prepare for an interview using ACE. So ACE is like an AI tool that helps you prep for interviews, right? You practice. It gives you a truckload of resources, that can help you get better and all that. And let's say I am looking for that. All I have to do is click on Clean Perk. And once I do, I'll see, the time limit for the perk. So of course, every perk is time sensitive. You have to claim it while it is still valid. Once the time has elapsed, you'll be unable to claim the perk, right? So I've seen that, it's still valid until 180 days. Well, you don't even have to wait until it expires. I just want to practice now. All I have to do is just to get more information about what I want to pay for. You can just read about the perk. You can get more information about the perk, and if you are satisfied, of course I am, I can just come here and click on claim perk. I'm not going to click on this because once I do, it's going to send the details to my email, and I'm actually not claiming the perk at this point. So I just want you to remember that at this point, all you have to do is claim pick, and every detail you need as to how to go about redemption, the link to the website, and everything will be sent to your email. Right. So I think there's one more thing I want to stress when it comes to applying for jobs. So I'll go back here, which is joining the talent pool. Right. So the essence of joining the talent pool, there are two like reasons to join the talent pool. The first one is that we know how limiting CVs can be sometimes, right? And probably you've put in your CV, but you just want, you want to take a step further just to show the recruiter or to show the organization how committed you are to what they are building and how you're such a great fit for their company. All you have to do is make a video. Some people use Loom and all that depending on what you want to do, and then attach the link. So we also have a sample you can look at so you can see what it is like. Once you attach the link, you input your email and surname, your email address. You put your first name, sorry, and your surname, your email address, and your phone number. And the second reason why we always advise candidates to join the talent pool is so that in times when you probably get busy and you do not have as much time as you normally would, to keep checking every day or keep checking every two days. What happens is that if there is a role that you are a fit for, of course, your CV is now in our database. It's not just for the sake of applying for a job, it is now a part of our database. If there is a role that you are a fit for, the recruiter can simply look through that database, select your CV, and just alert you, that your CV has been selected and for so and so role and for XYZ organization. So the reason for that is that you're always abreast of what is happening. You can always get alerts when a new job has been posted, and all you need to do is just log into your dashboard and simply apply. Or in cases where the recruiter, is passing on your CV, him or herself, to the organization, they will also let you know, right? So that is one reason for that. I didn't even submit an application, but all right. Yes, and I think that is all. I think I have covered all for it. Yes, so financial services, sorry, the last thing. So this is still in should I say beta phase. We are still testing out, so you'll be unable to do so much at this point, but by the end of September it should actually be live because we've tested out with few communities around Africa and we're good to go. But when it comes, when it's live actually, or when it launches, you have like two options, right? You can select the buy now pay later option, or you can apply for cash loan. So they are still like ash because it hasn't launched yet. And then you can also see all your recent transactions. But once that is live, of course you would know, because we always communicate through our newsletters and through your community leads. I hope that is clear enough. If anybody has questions, please feel free to ask me at this point. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, guys. Anyone with the questions? We expect like 100 questions now. In the meantime, I would like to really appreciate. It was a very nice presentation. Yes, we have one person. Okay, go on.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Chisholm, for the presentation. It seems like Propel has a lot to offer, but I just want to ask, what's the catch? I mean, there are so many great products and services that you guys are offering to us. I mean, from ranging from the remote jobs to the CV tips to the perks. Like, there has to be some sort of catch. What's the catch? Like, I was waiting to maybe hear or know what the catch is at the end of the presentation, but you're done, and I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's just me that's wondering if there's a catch or something. Thank
Okay,
you.
a catch for us, a catch for Propel, or a catch
Yes,
for you.
a catch for Propel. Like you guys are
Oh,
offering so many good services, and I wish is it
okay. So
just
one
free?
No, I get that you're very skeptical. I totally get you. I think it's an African thing. So remember that I told you that we work with companies, right? And what that entails is that the jobs on Propel, you can't, get them anywhere else on the internet because they are directly from our providers. So of course, it's a service we're providing for them, and Propel gets paid for it. That's one of it. I don't know if that's clear enough. Can I check what?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. I think Moriti can go. I hope I pronounced your name well.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
um, I think I'll only say hi because I am definitely sure I'll butcher your name. But so I have two questions. Yeah.
All right.
So the first one is okay. I've been on Propel for a while in different communities, and I'm wondering about the efficiency of having like to create three different profiles for each and every community that I'm in because uh, most of them are not as specific to one field like Nairobi DevOps. Yeah, I don't know if you can address that.
Yes. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say, not just for your question, but for every other person who belongs to, of course, most of us belong to more than one community. But if you belong to similar communities offering the same thing, and those communities are on Propel, I don't think it's very efficient for you to just sign up to each and every one of them because the jobs we share with the communities are the same. So, for example, communities that are DevOps oriented, once we have a DevOps role, we send to Nairobi DevOps, we send to every other community that is DevOps centric. So, if you sign up on multiple communities, it's still the same DevOps job that you're going to be getting, right? But if you're someone that is still trying to figure out kind of where you fall in, or you're just trying to figure out where to specialize in, and you're a member of two or three more communities that are signed on to Propel, and those communities are not similar. So, for let's say, for example, you belong to Nairobi DevOps, you belong to, let's say, GDG Kenya or something, and then you belong to some other community, but you're in them for different purposes, right? For this one, you're looking to probably learn more, should I say, software engineering skills or something. If you're in different communities for different reasons, then I think that is a bit okay. I say a bit okay because sometimes you might miss what is sent. You might just be wondering, oh, what is my email? What is my, okay, there's no password for this. It might just get a bit confusing and overwhelming for you. But if you're in those different communities for different reasons, then I think it's okay. It's just ensure that you just use one email for them actually. So you don't miss out on whatever they are offering you. So if you belong to Nairobi DevOps and then you belong to two other communities that are doing similar things or are offering similar things, I don't think you need to sign up to those to propel again on those communities. You can just sign up to one community since you still have access to the same jobs and probably the same perks based on your location on them. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Um, Something else about Propel is the applications or the listings are usually they were done like a while back. So you find like this listing is 3 months old, 4 months old, and it's something very common on Propel. And from my knowledge of the how this process works, if you get to find a listing that is more than a month old, your chances are super low. So how maybe are you guys working on that?
So I think I beg to differ with the chances being a bit low, right? For jobs that are open for more than 1 month. I mean, I don't think I think I'll take a difference to that. It doesn't mean your chances are super low. Those jobs are open for a while due to a very number of reasons. One that I'm very much aware of is we send people to companies and all, and maybe as they get to the fourth stage, which is the stage where you interview with the company and actually negotiate with them, most of the candidates we've told them about the pay and they've probably agreed, but then sometimes people go there and change their minds, and then there's suddenly a misalignment between what the company wants to offer and what they are asking for, and then the company says, oh, your candidates are asking for way more than we have already budgeted, and then we have to go back and reopen the role so that a fresh batch of people per se can apply. But I don't think that if jobs are open for so long, your chances are limited. I don't know, I think this is the first time I am hearing it. I haven't heard it before. But if that's something we need to look into, then yes, I'll definitely take this feedback to our talent team. But it's just I don't think your chances are low. At least I don't think anybody has said, oh, we're not accepting you because this has been so open for so long and you're just applying. But if that has been your experience, I'm sorry about that. And I'll just take this feedback to the talent team.
But you would agree it's kind of fishy if a brand is getting talent to a certain stage and then going back for more than a month. That is also a red flag too.
No, I get you. I totally get you. Yes, it would be. But the reason why that happens sometimes is that we're working with human beings, right? And some things are not set in stone. So I think once or twice, we've had incidents where we get candidates for a particular role and for a particular company, and then they are through to the fourth stage, and then the company suddenly says, oh, our CEO or this person said that they are not comfortable with the requirements of the team. We want to switch it up, we want to change it. And so the candidates you've presented us with at this point do not really meet it. We're not going to beat them, we're not going to throw them away, we're not going to, of course, we always have a partnership, should I say agreement signed with them. But sometimes we've seen this happen, at least I know once that has happened. And so that can delay the whole process. That will mean that we'll have to start all over again to look for people that fit the new requirements, and that means that the role will be open much longer than it should. But I get your reservations. Yes, I get it.
Okay, perfect.
All right, is that all, Muruti? I feel like you were grilling me. Do you have more questions, or you're just saying, okay, let me not ask more, so it won't look like I'm attacking her? This is a safe space.
I'm trusting that you'll maybe push it up the chain, and maybe we can have a look at that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So I don't know if any other person has a question. Please feel free to ask whatever you want, and I'll be more than delighted to answer. Okay, so I think I'm done here. There are no more questions to answer, so I think your lead can take over. Thank you for having me, everyone. Please feel free to reach out to me through your community lead if you run into any issues, or if you have further questions after this. Probably you decide to try it out and you run into one or two issues, which is unlikely, and you're unsure about how to go on with it. You can always reach out to me. I think I'll just drop my email or our support email in the chat box. Thank you.
Thanks, Chisholm, and I would like to really appreciate for the opportunity that you have, give us today. So thanks also for the email, guys. The email is in the comment in case you need to reach out to Chisholm. But we also have, our community. You can reach out to us. On our groups. I will share the details, if you've not joined our community, the comment, so that you can, join, and these kind of opportunities you don't miss out. 1 minute, I'm sharing also. Okay. So back to our own main thing. So for those who have not joined our community, Nairobi DevOps community, it's part of DevOps engineers and software developers and all, even tech enthusiasm. Okay, let me not stress myself. And and yeah, even the ones that startups. So we are all in one platform and sharing, ideas, networking, good opportunities like this. And if you want to be part of the community, you can join. I've shared the links on the comment. If you want to be part of running this amazing community, you can also reach out to us, connect with us in the groups, in the WhatsApp and LinkedIn and Twitter. You can also give good feedbacks and even negative, but not as negative as it sounds. You can also share ideas on how to make our community better and bigger, sharing our posts. When we share, you reshare also. We really appreciate. And also, help us in, if you want to help us in organizing events, if you want to hook us with some other communities and companies that we can partner with, then we'll all appreciate. So these are some of the links you can scan with your phone to join our community. And in case you have any question about our community, also you can raise it up right now. I would like to really thank you all for joining today, and see you. We have other events coming in over the weekend on Saturday. For let me share the post. 1 second. And other all very amazing events that we normally host over the weekends. We have very big events coming on. Nairobi DevOps Summit, that will be a physical event in Nairobi, our first big event, and we are looking into hosting you all. Let me share some of the posters in the meantime. Okay. Yes, Saturday we have containerization and Kubernetes. 1 second, and it will be done by our own Gidraff. In case you have any question about the community, please, you can always, raise up your hand, and we'll answer for you. Let me show you. So this is the Saturday's event. It's Gidraff will take us through about containers and Kubernetes. So if you are in the group, you must have seen this. Kindly RSVP. If you're not, kindly join us to the community, and all of this, you won't miss all of this. So I also would like to give you a very good opportunity, and one of the biggest thing that we are proudly to present to everyone. This is our first big event. I'm sure we would gladly meet you. We would gladly would like to see every one of you at this event. It's Nairobi DevOps Summit. It's a full day event, and a lot of things will be there. In terms of sessions, meeting up, networking, and all. So thanks everyone for joining, and in case you have any question, you can stay behind, but we are really glad and welcome all. If you've not joined in the community, kindly use the links on the chat to join, as we will see you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Ramon.